And welcome back, everyone. You're watching City Sparks with me, Huma. And now I've got Zaheen, who is a top hairstylist, who is in the studio with me. Welcome, Zaheen, to the studio.
Thank you for having me.
Now, I want to find out all the latest trends and styles that are taking place right now in the world of hair. So why don't we start off by talking about some of the cool things that are happening?
Okay, well, I'm sure a lot of you guys already know there's a lot of fun things happening with color. There's a lot of cool cuts that are also going around.
Right.
So there's a lot of balayage. I don't know if the viewers are familiar with what that is. So that's like the painted on highlights that we're seeing a lot of. It's very easy maintenance. You don't really have to keep up. You go in once every couple months to just get touch-ups.
Balayage.
Balayage. It's called
So
balayage.
What is it? It's just like you go into the salon and they put the hair color?
They paint it on, so they essentially take lightener and they just paint it on your hair, and it just flows very naturally with your natural colors.
Oh, wow.
So there's a lot of ways to make it fun and exciting. You can add color to it, or you can just have like a natural. It's fun, it's easy to wear for everyone, so it's attracting a lot of different people.
See, I would never have known about that. This is very interesting news to me. I may just go and try that. So you can pretty much do any color?
So people usually stick to like their natural tones or something like kind of what I have. It's painted on, so it's a little bit different from highlights.
Yes.
It blends in with your hair a little bit more.
So you've actually
naturally.
got that happening right now?
A little bit. It's kind of like I need to go back for a touch-up, but
no,
I do have some
nice.
going on.
I'm actually loving the cut too, because last time I saw you, you had that long beautiful hair, but this is now short and gorgeous, so you can definitely pull that off. So let's talk about trends in like Hollywood and stars. Your personal opinion, who do you think is like a big hair trendsetter, or what are some of the trends that you like that are happening?
I think people are going to expect this answer. It's definitely,
I think so too.
Definitely the Kardashians. They're the biggest trendsetter right now.
Right.
In terms of color, in terms of cut, they're taking over. People are definitely idolizing them and following exactly what they're doing.
Do you get a lot of girls coming into the salon and just be like, just make me look like Kim Kardashian?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think Khloe Kardashian specifically this time had a big impact because she chopped her hair off. So that was a big thing. We had a lot of people coming to the salon saying like, I want a lob, I want to have shorter hair. So that was definitely a big change we saw.
Right.
And then again with her going blonde gradually, we had a lot of people coming in saying, I want to go lighter and lighter. Yeah, absolutely.
And how about hair trends? Like when you're looking at a person, what do you suggest when you suggest to them? I know like people like to get on the on the bandwagon of trends and be like, okay, just make me look like this or make me look like that. Like what are the do's and don'ts when looking at a trend? Because I think your face shape or your just overall look should affect if you follow a trend or not, right?
Absolutely, and I think that's one of the biggest things with color. It definitely has to suit your skin tone. Sometimes people come in and they ask for something that doesn't really complement their skin tone, especially if you're a little bit darker skin tone, then something warmer generally goes best for you.
Right.
And even with cuts, we have a lot of people coming in saying, I want a lob, or I want like a fringe or something like that, which is maintenance. So if they're not used to keeping up with that, then it's tough. So we definitely recommend things that work best for the client.
Right, so you do definitely kind of assess the whole situation.
Oh, absolutely. Skin tone, face shape, that kind of stuff,
So we've talked about the long Kardashian hair. Now there's one trend that I've seen, and this is like it's kind of one that I don't really, favor too much. It's this pastel hair color thing that's happening.
Oh, yeah.
Oftentimes, I'll be in the mall and I'll look from behind and I see like gray hair. I think it's an elderly woman, and it turns out it's a teenage girl.
Yeah.
So where did this start off from, and are a lot of people asking for this now?
Oh, absolutely. I'm glad you brought that up. Actually, there's pastels is definitely a big trend. I think it's been happening for the last few months, and we're seeing more and more of it. I think what's happening is it started off obviously in Hollywood. A celebrity did it. I think people are like, they've done the pinks, they've done the pastel colors,
right?
And I think gray was just something like silver hair, they call it.
Oh, it's crazy.
Or icy hair. It's just something that people haven't done before, so everyone's kind of hopping on that bandwagon. We have so many people coming in requesting that, and generally it's like the teenagers, the young, the youth girls. It's not really elderly women coming in asking for it.
So then women like me who are going gray,
they're already blessed with it naturally.
Just kind of let it go.
You don't need to go to the salon for that.
Amazing. What do you think about that though? Like, is that something that that you think is a
I think it'll die down soon, to be honest. I don't think it'll stick around too much longer.
Right.
I think going into the summer, you're still going to see a little bit of pastels, but we're going to go into like bolder colors. There's going to be brighter, bolder colors, just because in the summertime people like to play with more fun colors. I definitely think we're going to see it going away slowly. And it also, it's you have to lighten your hair quite a bit,
right?
Unless you're naturally really light hair. So
that's also a lot of maintenance because color does grow out really fast.
Especially if your roots are a different color, it's hard. The upkeep is tough.
Isn't that a little bit of a turning of the tables? Because usually you're getting like the gray root touch up.
Exactly. Now we're doing the opposite. We're touching up the grays. touching up for the grays. Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about men. We don't want to leave the gentlemen out. There's lots of trends happening with men's hair fashion. And just tell me, what's the latest thing? I know that we all have that Beckham look that's been going crazy because he's like an icon in the male fashion community. But what do you guys ask for when they come in?
The barbering definitely has taken a huge peak. Absolutely. A lot of men are coming in for like the tapered sides, the man bun. I don't know if you're familiar with that trend. That I think is slowly drifting away a little bit. There's a new thing called the man braid. I don't know if you've heard of that. It's very similar to the man bun, but they're now braiding the bun.
Braid.
Yeah, so that's something that's happening. I don't know if it's taken off too much just yet, and I think I'm okay with that. I don't know if I really fancy that too much, but definitely the tapered sides, the more you have to wake up and actually do your hair. It's not a wash and wear kind of look.
Right.
So that's happening along with the long beards. I think that's where the gentlemen are headed.
The hipster look is still in. So with the man braid, is it just like the, because I know the bun is, it's kind of like reminds me of a samurai look. That's because I don't know the fancy names of things. So I'm just like, well, that's a samurai hairstyle. So is it like still shaved from the sides and then the top part is long and then you just braid it?
It's like a big French braid just at the top.
Wow, a French braid?
Yeah.
Well, look at that. Aren't they getting fancy?
They are getting fancy. I
guess guys need something to do.
I don't know if that's going to last too long. They got to keep up with the women. So.
Well, a lot of stars are just keeping regular hairstyles. Like Shawn Mendes is a singer. I was watching a couple of his videos and I was like, that's just a regular old haircut. And he's one of the biggest stars.
And we're starting to see that actually with women as well. It's like no maintenance. It's wash and wear. You get out of the shower, let it air dry. So you're going to be seeing a lot of that, especially with the warmer weather coming up. I think like women enjoy just washing and wearing like
it's
beach hair.
It's a lot of work, I know. And I'm like, it's nice to have some low maintenance hairstyles. But we're going to take a short break and you're going to do a little demo for us on how to kind of put extensions in. And you've got a lovely assistant and a beautiful model who are going to come on the stage with us. And we're going to be back with lots more. Guys, don't go anywhere. And welcome back, everyone. You're watching City Sparks with me, Huma, and I am back here with Zaheen, and we've got a lovely model and hairstylist with us. We've got Ashley and Melina, and Melina is going to be doing a sample of how to put in hair extensions. So Zaheen, why don't you start off by telling us what's going on here? What is she doing?
So what Melina's first going to do is section off the hair. We're going to start with at the bottom of the hair, at the bottom of the head, and we're just sectioning off the hair. What she's going to start off by doing is back combing some of the hair. So why we do that is we want the extensions to hold in place properly so the clips don't move. So by back combing, a lot of people use the term teasing. So she's just going in and gently just knotting up the hair just a little bit so that she has somewhere to clip the hair extensions in. And what we're doing here is we're just adding volume into Ashley's hair. So we're just going to go in and place a few pieces of hair. A lot of people do add hair extensions in for the length. The difference would be if you're looking to add the hair extensions for length, you would focus just a little bit lower on the head so that you do make the hair a little bit longer. Like I said, what we're doing here for Ashley is just for the fullness. So we're just going to go in and stack it on top of each other, again, starting at the bottom of the head. And as we go along, we're just going to back comb or tease the hair a little bit.
And a lot of extensions are human hair. I'm assuming this is human hair?
Absolutely.
Those are. Is there a difference? Like, which do you recommend?
We would definitely, my recommendation would be human hair, only because then you can treat it like real hair. You can go in, you can curl it, you can straighten it, you can treat it like it's your actual own hair. A lot of different extensions that are available on the market. There's synthetic hair, there's yaki hair, but generally people go for the human hair so you can play with it and it's moldable.
So, and these come in different lengths. Like I often wear extensions as well. well. I used to have this long, beautiful, luxurious hair, you know, naturally, but now as I'm growing older, I feel like, you know, it's just diminishing and it doesn't grow as fast.
Right.
And speaking of Kim Kardashian and all the Hollywood looks, we want that long, you know, full voluptuous hair.
Right.
But what is the correct way to kind of put them in? Now, I know that you can kind of put them in horizontally, or can you put them in vertically as well? Is there a way to do that as well? I've seen that done. Now, is that...
Generally, I would say horizontally is your safest bet, just because you do want to hide the clips and you don't want them to show.
Right.
What I have seen in the past, often if you're tying your hair in a ponytail, they'll clip them in upside down. So when you pull all the hair up, then it doesn't show the clips and they don't kind of stick out all funny. But generally, horizontally is the safest way to do it.
Now, putting them in somebody else's hair is easier, but when putting them in yourself, it becomes